let's go into a little bit more detail about these pillars that Microsoft's identified for manufacturing and the way that they see project and work management. So manufacturers have an opportunity, you all do, to equip your organizations and your frontline workers with powerful and intuitive tools that deliver a remote yet connected and integrated business experience. And so we can simplify project management by bringing all of your tools and processes together into Microsoft Teams, where you're already working, and create a single place for information and action. We can use project directly in Teams. Did you know you could do that? We're going to show you that today, to collaborate on all your work in one platform. And you can automate processes. You know, project management offices, projects in general, whether they're using whatever methodology they're using, have processes that always go hand in hand with them. How do you start a project? How do you do change management? How do you do risk management? Those are all processes that you have today, or that you're thinking about building in, or you should be thinking about building in. And those processes are probably a little bit unique to you because they're done your way. How do we emulate that? How do we automate those processes and those workflows to make sure that the necessary actions are taking place? Well, the way we do that is we combine these tools with Power Automate, and we do it all in Teams. Second pillar is improving visibility and governance. Manufacturers don't want to simply adjust to a digitally transformed industry. They also want to drive improved business outcomes. That's why we're here. To achieve this, you guys need to empower your workforces with tools and solutions that integrate people and processes, such as building line of business apps, which can help improve business process and maintenance management. Using this low code, no code platform that we're talking about, our platform, that enables your users to build your own apps and streamline enterprise workflow. And you know, we can help you do that. If you're thinking, wow, that sounds really great, but I don't know how to do that, and I don't have the right people in-house to learn how to do that. That's what Innovative E can help with as a Microsoft partner. Happy to bring that expertise to bear and really light this up and make it meaningful for you inside of Teams. You can leverage all of these tools that Microsoft provides in concert. And we can understand the bigger picture to help stakeholders keep up to date with hierarchies and centralized project status reporting, create and assign tasks that are issue and risk-based to minimize schedule impacts. So what's pillar 3? Powerful insights. Once we've got the first two pillars done, we're collaborating and we're providing improved visibility and governance, because the collection of the data needs to be governed. Then we can make insights out of it, and we can make heads or tails out of the results. And so as you think about rebuilding for your future, one of the considerations across large organizations or manufacturing organizations is how to make better decisions. There is more data. You guys have a lot more data at your disposal, but less time to actually react to it. And so organizations like yourselves must link strategy to execution, making data-based decisions at all levels to have positive impact on outcomes. And Bryan, what we can do with this, yeah, Jeff.
Bryan, I was just going to add we look at the powerful insights, and it's always been one of my priorities or pet peeves of the past, is that when you ask a end user, a manager, a finance person, someone for some data, the number one thing you have to do is show them that it's being used in some way. In the past, even when we were in Project Server, Project Online, and I think there was about 35% of the people that were in those environments, you had to go build reports. Obviously, we all saw that we're overworked with tedious tasks, and building reports takes additional time that we often didn't have. Now that we're in Power BI, one of the best things we can do is, because it's all tile-based, as soon as you can syndicate the data, it actually becomes very convenient to have lighter versions or alternative views of the same data to really reinforce to those people that you're asking the data collection side, that previous pillar around governance, is really show them versions of the reports that are useful to them. And by using Power BI, you can actually do a quick spin, a quick pivot on it, and show them this is your view of the data, and they start to reinforce what they're giving you, and that data gets better. So one of the things about the past was asking people for data was sometimes like walking up to a dog and asking for their bone back. In this case, the data actually becomes useful for people. And it's one of the things I really think we've done a lot of successful things at Microsoft, is making sure that the syndication of data can be done hand in hand with the graphical representations of Power BI.
And I'll add one more thing in here. The other thing that's nice about this is we've actually changed the licensing to be more inclusive. So your executives can see these awesome reports and they don't have to touch your project schedule, because you don't ever want an executive to touch your project schedule. So, but they can see the beautiful reports in Teams, and it's super easy.
Right. That's a great point, Jen. Microsoft's really making strides to reduce the impact that licensing has on the dissemination of information. One other example of that is the new announcement that for Project for the Web, the team members who are being assigned tasks will only need a E3 or E5 license in Office 365 to be able to provide updates to those tasks, right?
Yeah, Brian, and that's huge. That's things that customers have asked for a long time. They really want to have, to Jen's point, something much more inclusive. Like, they say, I don't want to have to license somebody who participates in a project just once every year or two. They just need to assign them a couple tasks and let them go update them. And this new licensing model, all up, it's created a lot more opportunity for a much more inclusion of everyone in the organization.
Right. And so what we want to do here is build project dashboards and report templates that natively integrate with Power BI. Microsoft makes the original kind of out of the box report set available for no additional cost. And then we take that from there and really make it meaningful for your company. And we want to bring that real-time visualized information to sponsors, managers, and delivery teams, but we don't want to spend a lot of manual time aggregating the information and putting it together. Executives ask for, hey, it would be great if I could see it this way, or it would be great if I could have this insight. Can you put that together for me? And really sometimes don't realize how much time and effort goes into producing those things if the data is not centralized and it's not being used and it's not being displayed like in a collaborative tool like Power BI.
Yep, and Brian, I would just caveat or do a little definitional check. When we say centralize the data, really what we're talking about is syndicating or grabbing it from wherever it exists within your organization, right, and bringing it into the reporting environment. The data is still going to reside in either an enterprise system, a manufacturing system, or your project management system. It's not necessarily it has to be in an old SQL database somewhere. It is syndicating it from wherever it exists and bringing it into the reporting model.